Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post. Today we're talking about Target. Target has gone toxic, according to 7 state attorney generals accusing Target of potentially violating child protection laws, as well as laws that protect investors from negligent business decisions. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Republican attorney generals warn Target Pride campaign promotions raise concerns under child protection laws. Target's Pride collection this year drew harsh criticism from conservatives and from a lot of everyday people that just were very uncomfortable with how far Target tried to push their social agenda. And in addition to that, it's not like pushing their social agenda was good for business. That is a violation of trust, of fiduciary duty with investors that put their hard-earned money into Target stock. They have no right to manipulate that money and their power for the purpose of pushing an agenda. 7 Republican attorneys general warned Target on Thursday that the company's controversial Pride collection contained vulgar clothing that may violate child protection laws. The group, led by Republican Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita, argued the June Pride collection at Target was, quote, potentially harmful to minors and threatened the economic interest of the corporation's shareholders due to resulting boycotts. They also warned that the campaign raises concerns about compliance with state child protection and parental rights laws. Quote, as attorneys general committed to enforcing our state's child protection and parental rights laws and our state's economic interests as Target shareholders, we are concerned by recent events involving the company's Pride campaign. Our concerns entail the company's promotion and sale of potentially harmful products to minors, related potential interference with parental authority in matters of sex and gender identity, and possible violation of fiduciary duties by the company's shareholders, directors, and officers. A fiduciary duty is a duty to do what's right for the people whose financial interests you represent. Attorneys have it, insurance agents have it, financial professionals have it, and boards of directors have it, and executives at companies have it. It's a responsibility, and it's a legal responsibility. It's not just a matter of morals or ethics. They need to do what's right for the people whose financial interests they represent, or else. Rokita was joined on the letter to Target CEO Brian Cornell by the state attorneys generals from Arkansas, Idaho, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, and South Carolina. Target's Pride collection this year drew criticism for several products critics deemed inappropriate, which led the company to remove some of the clothing in a decision that then frustrated LGBT activists. Specific Pride products at Target included a girl's swimsuit that advertised its ability to tuck male body parts, a feature used by transgender people. Other products included Pride-themed onesies and bibs for babies. Kohl's had a similar issue where they offered onesies for babies with LGBT propaganda on it, and Kohl's got very seriously hurt by that. Target removed products it sold from clothing brand Apralin, which was criticized for its association with British designer Eric Carnell, who sells openly satanic clothing such as one with the slogan, quote, Satan respects pronouns. Of course, Target's stock has fallen nearly 20% since the news of its controversial Pride merchandise broke. The 7 attorneys general argued that the corporation's leaders acted negligently and must put business, not politics, first. Taking a look at Target stock. Well, they have a stock price of $133.64 at the moment. It's up a little bit today. So as of today, they're only down about $13 billion from their ridiculous push of the social agenda that upset all their customers. What they needed to do if they wanted to push this kind of merchandise out was at least survey their customers and see what their customers had to think, and then take that into account before pushing it out in all their stores in a really prominent place. This is them losing $13.8 billion worth of value. That was in May. They still haven't gotten it back yet. And they're probably not going to get it back because they have other financial issues they're facing and people have stopped shopping at Target. Target has another serious problem with a $1.3 billion hit to their earnings from theft and organized crime. You would think they could put some energy into focusing on that. Having a social agenda and pushing merchandise that nobody wants is not going to help the company to make money, to deal with their theft problems, and to get their stock price up. Quote, losses of this magnitude caused by isolating Target's core customers raise concerns that Target's board and management may have acted negligently, they wrote in the letter. Further evidence suggests Target's leadership may have acted on collateral interests. Directors and officers must act solely in the best interests of the company. The collateral interest that they're referring to is the comment that CEO Brian Cornell said, which is where he feels that pushing this trans merchandise was good for society. Well, he can't do things that are, quote, good for society that might not be good for business. Business always has to come first as a consideration at a corporation. You can't break laws to make money, but you also can't break laws to push a social agenda. Democrat attorney generals all the way back in June a few weeks ago were quicker than the Republican attorney generals to threaten Target. From Quartz, more than a dozen state attorneys general are giving Target reasons to restock Pride merchandise. An open letter reminded Target that state laws against discrimination protect the retailer. This was sent for publicity purposes only because it was basically after Pride Month was pretty much over, but beyond that, they had already thrown away all their displays. They took down their displays. They took a lot of the clothes and destroyed a lot of the clothes. A lot of the stuff, even if it was out on the shelves, people weren't able to buy it. They kept bringing merchandise to the cash register and having people get a code on it that says do not sell. Books, onesies, things like that. They had canceled the merchandise in the store. There was no way they could put it back. Democrat attorney generals say they understood Target's reasons for pulling Pride merchandise off shelves, but they do not endorse the move. A bunch of them together penned an open letter to Target CEO Brian Cornell on June 16th, urging him to reverse the removals. While the attorney generals commended Target's intention to keep staff and customers safe from verbal and at times physical attacks, which, by the way, is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement. There has been no charges. There's been not one story. I watch it all very closely, talking about how anyone had charges pressed against them for pressuring store employees because they didn't like the LGBT merchandise. Quite the opposite. There were numerous stories about Target having to shut their business down for a couple of days in a number of locations because of threats from LGBT people who were upset that the merchandise was taken out of the stores. They would call in threats, they would call in bomb threats, they would email bomb threats, and they got the stores shut down, not people who were unhappy with the merchandise. And here's really what the agenda was from the Democrat attorney generals. Quote, against this backdrop, Pride merchandise like Target's helps LGBT people see that they enjoy considerable support and that loud and intimidating fringe voices and bullies do not represent the views of society at large. And they instilled some judicial credence in their argument. All of the 14 states that signed off on the letter, quote, have laws protecting against discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity in places of public accommodation, like Target stores, the signatories affirmed. The legal vote of confidence is crucial at a time when the tides are turning against the queer community in the United States laws imposing restrictions such as banning public schools from discussing LGBT identity with children, with very young children, prohibiting children's participation at drag shows, which, maybe children don't really belong at drag shows. When did that start and why are people trying to normalize that? Ending what they call gender affirming care for children, as well as limiting transgender sports participation, quote, all creating a hostile environment for the community. The issue with sports participation is just biologically sexed people competing with other biologically sexed people because of their physical differences. Democrat attorneys general told Target they should double down on inclusivity. Quote, we urge Target to double down on inclusivity, reject hate in all its forms, as if they're rejecting evil in all their forms, and stand firm in the face of intimidation and discrimination. We hope that we can work together with Target to create a welcoming space where members of this community, including Target staff and customers, can express themselves in the joyful spirit of pride. Can they just maybe sell merchandise that people want? Is that really too much to ask? Could possibly Target just focus on trying to run a successful business where they provide merchandise that customers actually want, and the customers that shop there, the people who are interested in whatever it is that the Target brand is supposed to be and actually is, maybe Target could focus on servicing those customers in a profitable way for Target, as well as a valuable way for those customers so they could then get repeat business. They don't need their stock destroyed. They don't need customers boycotting them. They don't need to make fools of themselves. They need to focus on their existing customers and serve those customers. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Target has made themselves toxic? And do you think there's any way they could fix it? Have you stopped shopping at Target if you ever did shop at Target in the first place? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.